Happy Monday rolling out. And of course, happy Monday from Crystal XO with love. This is your host, Crystal Jordan. I am happy to be back with you guys. I feel like we've been out for it's the holiday season. Times have changed. People are like, work is not quite so much of a priority right now. But tonight's conversation is a reality check that I felt was a beautiful one to have right before the beginning of 2023, because so many of us are trying to figure out how to get our lives in order, trying to figure out what we need to do to be better for 2023. And so my next guest, she is a comedian, she is an author, she is an actress. She is one of those sisters that when you have a conversation with her, as you guys are about to see, she's going to bring it and she keeps it real. She was one of the hosts of Sister Circle here in Atlanta, Georgia. And it is my pleasure to bring up my good sis, Miss Kiana Dancie.
Hey, girl. Look at you with all that intro, girl. Hey, child.
All of that.
All of that.
Well, welcome to Reality Check virtually. We've done this at Rolling Out, but this is our first time doing it virtually. So welcome.
I appreciate that. Listen, we are live, and I just want you to know that I am at home, and my dog is full-fledged growling, and no, she's snoring. Hey, girl, I'm on live. Can you please respect what I'm doing?
They have no respect. Usually mine is in here barking. I've had people on live like, can you have your dog be quiet? They have no respect for the live. So
no, girl, she can care less.
I kicked them out for today. I have two that are up here, and the little one, she's disrespectful as hell. So no, your dog
is what it is.
Your dog is welcome. But I thought, you and I talked about a month ago, and we've actually had conversations over the years about this topic in different forms. But I thought, like I was saying, this is a great conversation. And I know you have an event that's coming up on the 17th here in Atlanta. Great for the end of the year, because it's when a lot of us are doing a lot of self-reflection, right?
Yes.
Trying to figure out, the end of the year is here. What have I done this year? What have I accomplished? What can I do better? So what made it the perfect time for you to end the year with baggage claim?
It's a very great question, and thank you for it. Not only what have I done, but what have I accumulated? What kind of junk have I been packing my bags with? Listen, I'm going to just be honest with you. These last couple of years have been tough for not only me, but a lot of women that I know. And so there are women who are coming into the holidays who don't have their parents. We've lost a lot of parents. We lost loved ones. We lost jobs. We've lost ourselves in this midst of the pandemic. So this is a great time to really not only reflect, but just unpack the bags that we have packed unintentionally and intentionally. And we're going to the new year light. My goal is when we hit 2023 is that we realize that we're not the things that we've been through. We're not the bags that we carry. It's time to make a move, sis. And we're going to do this like grown women. Going to pull up our panties. We're going to address it, and we're going to move forward.
Yes. But you're right. They say that, I hear that all the time, put your big girl panties on. But I think sometimes we don't know how much weight we're carrying, right? I think a lot of times you just don't know. And some of it you accumulate over the years. Some of it you actually, you pick up from going through trauma as a child. And one of the things that I really appreciate and admire about you is that you've been open with sharing some of the things that you dealt with during, when you were younger, that probably added to, the person that you were. You had to learn, okay, this is where this baggage came from. What do you think? What is the process that let's share your personal experience about how you figured out, okay, this is me. I'm carrying this these bags. This is not me. This is stuff that I'm carrying from trauma that I've had in the past, or from things that I picked up learning how to deal that might not have been right. What was your self-exploration journey that exposed you to what you were doing and actually carrying the bags?
It's funny. I really, this is another, okay, come on, Crystal, with these good old questions. Look, okay. So listen, it wasn't deep when it started. So when I wrote this book, Bye Bye Bags, Laughing to Lighten the Load, I literally had plastic surgery. I got the bags under my eyes removed. And as I was laying in my bed healing from my external baggage, I was having a conversation, Chris. I was like, God, I need my eyes to heal the same size. I need to be younger looking. I need to be prettier looking. I'm about to be on TV. Lord, fix it. And he said, baby girl, you're right. You will heal younger. You will look prettier, but you're ugly on the inside. I said, who you calling ugly, God? He said, you. And he said it again. You're ugly on the inside. You can be inconsiderate. You can be curt with people. You can be dismissive. You can be rude sometimes. And I don't like it, and fix it. He told me, you are not the bags that you carry. And I had to explore that. What does that look like? And what are you saying to me? So I'm a child molestation survivor. I never really ever spoke about it just because I didn't want people to judge my mother. It wasn't necessarily about me because I had already been through the healing process. I'm a product of therapy. I am good. So I've always been in therapy. My ex-best friend, her mother was a psychiatrist. So it's always complete. You know what I'm saying? So I've been through this long enough to know what it was that I needed to do as far as, well, at least I thought that I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't carrying this thing around. But let me tell you about baggage. Baggage is unresolved issues from your past. And your baggage will show up in a room before you do. So just like God said, you're rude, you can be curt, you can be inconsiderate sometimes. All of that that superseded me sometimes before I went into the room. And guess what? As a child molestation survivor, when I started opening up my mouth, talking about my experience, I was able to give other people the opportunity to say me too. I gave people the courage to say, I've been through this, and you don't look like you've been through the things that I've been through. And I thank you for being so open and candid about your situation. And this also giving me the courage to sit on the couch. So I lost my dream job, as you said, as a former host of Sister Circle Live. I didn't see that coming. I also am a 44-year-old woman with no kids and not married. I was mad about that for a while. Now look, girl, now let's just be clear.
Come on with it.
I've been proposed to multiple times. You know what I'm saying? And when the man said I look like his future, I said, I'm sorry, sir, but you don't look like mine. Okay? So it wasn't that I didn't have a man that wanted to marry me or men that didn't want to marry me. It was just that it wasn't the right man for me. But I still walked around carrying those bags as if they defined me, and they do not. So I'm going to just tell you, I just took the time while I was laying there healing externally from my plastic surgery. I had to work on my internal baggage so that I could become a better me.
Absolutely. You know, we had a good conversation. I almost wish we could have let people hear a couple of weeks ago, because I was saying to you, you know, a lot of times women, especially, you know, Black women, especially women of color, we are good at being able to fix, okay, I need my career together. We go through disappointments, but we're quick to be able to get back on track, and we're hard workers. So we're trying to make sure that everything looks a certain way. Our job, our external, we're in the gym, we're working out, we're getting plastic surgery. People are getting all kinds of stuff done to make themselves look better. But we are often not putting the same type of work, the same energy into fixing ourselves, because a lot of us really don't think that there's anything wrong with us. I had one of those same type experiences where I was checked and were like, Crystal, the problem is you. The problem is you. And I think it's a humbling thing, but it also allows you to fix the issues that you have. How many women, I would just say, because we live in Atlanta here, we know a lot of the same people. I think there's a lot of women that are not aware, that are not self-aware, that the problems that they keep running into are them, because they look amazing, right? The external is put together. Even though you lost a dream job, I mean, I see you're out, you're doing your thing, you were very successful. A lot of times it doesn't look like there's an issue, so we don't think there's an issue. What would you tell women if they don't really know that they have? How would they know that they have baggage if they're not encountering issues? Because a lot of times your career is on point, the look is on point, and you're thinking, oh, well, it's not me, it's them. If it's females I'm having issues with, it must be them because I'm good. If it's men, my relationships aren't right, it must be them. How would you suggest someone know, wait a minute, sis, you better check yourself, look behind you, bag lady, you pulling some bags behind you. How do we know that? How do we come to the understanding that there's some self-introspection that needs to happen?
Well, first of all, just breathe. Everybody on this planet got an issue. Everybody on this planet has some sort of drama or trauma that they have lived through. Everybody. Now, here it is. Now, hear me clearly, because I understand the question. We have been through it, but you got to acknowledge it. And how do you acknowledge that? When your relationships around you are falling apart. If you're a female and you don't have not one female friend, not one female friend, not one. If you know what I'm saying, when you have a baby, who gonna come help you be your doula? Or if you die, and who your mama call, if you die, who your people, who gonna run to your mama and come help you plan the funeral? Or if something happened when you have COVID or something, who gonna drop soup off at your house? If you don't have a tribe, something is going on with you. If every relationship, male, if you're heterosexual, whatever, let's say personal relationship, whatever relationship that you have, intimate relationship you've ever been in, and it always crumbled like they. No, sis, it might be you. If every job that you've been to and they had to pull you into the room and have a conversation with you, sis, it's you. And again, as you mentioned, it may not be something so obvious, but know that there's no perfect person on this planet. We all are broken to some capacity, but you have to decide that you're ready for that. You have to. Some of us are walking around with our heads in the clouds and I'm good. No, you ain't. First of all, you're a descendant of a slave. You're not good. You have innate, you have generational drama and trauma that you need to innately just acknowledge. I believe if we listen, I just said it the other day. I said, when we get our reparations, make sure we get therapy too. It has to be part of the package. So, I think in my opinion, I believe that you just have to assume that you're not perfect. And I understand. When your waist small, your face beat, your edges are real, you really, really, really think that it's all good with you. But when you start looking around, and I'm saying take off those rosy glasses and look around at your social circle and look around at your life. If your life is no good, meaning the little things, like you might have all the stuff, but when all the stuff is gone, do you still have a tribe? And the answer is probably not. Because the people just around you, just because of stuff.
That part. That part. Because a lot of people have, it looks like they have a tribe, right? There's a lot of people around you. I can say I was a publicist for years. There's a lot of women around me, but my circle, I'm aware is small. And I had to learn that real friendship and true friendship has nothing to do with the look. It's really about the feel. I think a lot of times I pulled this clip. I played it earlier because, first of all, it has two of my personal sheroes, Iyanla and Oprah. But it was one of those rare moments where they were talking about something that deals with Black women. So I want the audience to watch. If you guys are watching, make sure that you put an XO in the chat so I will know that you're there. We see But go ahead and put an XO in the chat for us. But Kiana, I want you to watch this clip, and I want us to get into this after this clip with Oprah and Iyanla, because they're talking about some of the issues that specifically women deal with when they're on the road to success with each other.
Got it.
I can honestly say that the meanest things that have ever happened to me came from other women.
And I'm programmed to believe that if you get it, it's not there for me. So I got to take you down and prove how good I am by setting up how bad you are. Prove how worthy I am by setting up how unworthy you are. So that way I'm going to get it. I'm going to win.
When you have been raised in an environment where you are accustomed to success and you are accustomed to excellence, then that's what you expect of yourself and you expect it of other people. But if you have not been, when other people become successful, it makes you feel threatened and challenged.
That clip was powerful to me. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, private person. Yeah, I heard there was an echo. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that was, but basically the clip was suggesting that if you're not used to success, and many of us did not grow up around a lot of other extremely successful people. A lot of us, we're first generation, financially secure, or first generation college educated. And even if it's second generation, that still doesn't suggest that you come from a long line of successful people. And so often when you don't have that, you think that if someone else is successful, that's taking something away from me. And I feel like women, especially more so than men, deal with this on a regular basis, to whereas a lot of times it's hard for successful women to have real relationships with each other because they do have all this baggage. So I just want to ask your opinion on that. Being a woman of substance, a woman of success in a city that's full of other women of success, have you seen some women, maybe not intentionally, but be thrown off or be intimidated or a little insecure by someone else's success?
I think it's a humanly natural thing to be. Yes, to answer your question, absolutely. I think it's just human nature.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that when you see someone who is not you, or you have, if whatever your insecurity is, if you see something in somebody else, you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
she bad. You're gonna see it, and it's gonna make you think about whatever your insecurities or your lacks are. If you see someone who, especially if you have an issue, if you have an issue with it, if you see a woman who have an amazing body and you have an issue with your body, you're gonna look at her and you're gonna either hate on her, or you're gonna celebrate her, or you're gonna figure out, girl, who did your butt? you gonna ask some questions. So my thing is, I just think it's just human nature. Now, what do you do with that? It's up to you. It boils down to what type of person you are. So okay, fine. You see her, you acknowledge her. And like I said, do you celebrate her? Do you hate on her? And that boils down to who you are in your core.
Yes.
Who you are in your core. And it's very unfortunate that with a lot of us, and I won't say that. I was going to say just in Atlanta, but that's not true. It's very unfortunate that women feel like if my light shine bright, that it dims her light, or vice versa. There is enough out here for all of us. And I think that happens because we are pitted against each other. Not just us pitting us against each other. Society pit us against each other. Men put us against each other. And so if we're doing it to ourselves and they doing it to ourselves, eventually it's just competition. It's a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, but we stopping that. We at least moving towards stopping that. And I think gatherings like the one that you're having and just keeping this conversation going, because one of the most beautiful things I saw in that clip is that Iyanla said it's not, well, actually Oprah said it's, if you didn't grow up in that situation, that's a natural response. Just like you said, it's a natural response to have insecurities. I don't care who you are. I have worked for and been in the company of some of the most beautiful women in the world. And everybody has insecurities. I'm sometimes looking like, girl, what is you talking about? How can you have an insecurity? I'm looking at them like, they're perfect, but everybody. And someone would say that to me. Someone would say that to you. Kiana, what could you possibly have? Because they don't see that.
Because we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. For example, I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
I don't really get, every time someone says something negative to me about me, it's usually about my gap. Most of the time, if it's gonna be anything,
people say it to you?
Yeah, they'll say it to me, and it's always, I can do this, or you got a big old gap, I can put this, I can see my future in the gap. Just dumb stuff. Hear me clearly. First of all, if I had an issue with my gap, I have the means to close it.
Amen.
We put $10,000 in my brother's mouth so that he wouldn't have a gap. I was offered the opportunity and I declined because guess what? My gap says that I am a Dancie. My gap says that I'm my mother's daughter. My mother has a gap and many other women in my family has a gap. We almost don't believe that you're a Dancie if you don't have a gap in your teeth. Come on. But this is the thing. Because I'm so confident with the gap in my teeth, it oftentimes makes other people uncomfortable. I don't know why. Well, why'd you keep your gap? And you could close it. No, I cannot, because I don't want to. Now, if my teeth were crooked, or if they weren't white, or they weren't clean, I would consider that. But my teeth are fine, and they're well, and they're healthy, and they're white. And you know what I'm saying? So I don't hear negative comments. A lot of negative things about other stuff, but people tend to try to prick you where they feel like you have an insecurity to try to break you, because you too confident and your back too straight and your head held too high make other people who are insecure feel worse about themselves. Yeah, that's true. That is true. So how do we move forward with that? Because you're right that a lot of times people, if one person is, and sometimes people the confidence is fake. It's not real confidence. I know a lot of women that act like they think they're just, and then you get with them behind closed doors, and it's like, well, why are you upset about her if you think you all that? Yeah. What steps can we take? Hey, Janetta, what steps can we take
that I'm sure you guys are going to be addressing at the event on the 17th. How do we start to change that? Because I think there's a lot of women that don't want to feel that way. You want to actually be able to, cheer on your sister and root for other women. You just need to get over your own. You need to get out of your own way. Right. You need to get out of your own way. So how do you start that? How did you personally start that process?
Well, first of all, I have an amazing tribe around me. My mother is fantastic. My mother has always poured into me in a way that I understand, and I'm fully aware that I am very blessed. And I know everyone did not have that. But the first thing is you have to find out who you are at your core. Your core cannot, whether I got on a wig or not, I'm still I'm a healthy woman. I'm a nice woman. I'm saved, but I'm savage. I'm funny. I have so much more to offer than what you see on my exterior. Right. But with that being said, if that's the only thing that you're basing your life on, and who you are is how you look, first of all, you're empty. And many women are broken. And as a broken woman, you come with a certain amount of insecurities that I can't fix and you can't fix until you're ready.
Right. That's
why it's called baggage claim. My book was written. It's called Bye Bye Bags, Laughing to Lighten the Load. Like I said, it was nothing deep at the time. But then I asked God, I said, okay, God, I wrote this book. Now what? He said, baggage claim. You asking these women to get rid of emotional baggage that they haven't even acknowledged that they have.
They haven't claimed it. Yep.
You got to claim it. Just like when you go to the airport, what do? You claim your bags. That's my bag. That's my bag. That look like my bag. That is not my bag. You don't want everybody's baggage. But if it looks like it, that kind of, you might make a mistake and pick it up. It is what it is, but you better give it back if it ain't yours, right? So baggage claim is a safe place for women to claim, release, and heal from the emotional baggage that they carry, period. You got to first of all acknowledge that there is an issue. And then if you are not at that place, when you come to the event, you will see someone. You will see someone that's like, oh, she got it going on. Listen, I'm going to use me. You look at me, you don't know if you look at me, you think I got money all the time. My hair is always done. My nails are always done. First of all, these are press-on. Don't get it twisted. I don't owe that to nobody.
Press-ons are the lick because you switch them out. You can switch them out. Yes.
But again, so people are judging themselves and comparing themselves to what they see on social media. Social media is social lies. These people are not going to sit down to the internet and Instagram and Facebook and all these Twitters and TikTok. They're not going to say, listen, my life is horrible. I ain't got no gas. I got $5 in the car. He's beating on me. They're not going to give you that. You're going to get the highlight reel. So you cannot compare yourself to what you see because it's a lie. So you have to figure out who you are at your core, and your core cannot be based on what you see on social media. It just cannot. Figure out what makes you, what is your passion? What drives you? What brings you joy? What brings you peace? And then once you realize what brings you peace and joy, now you know if it's eating you, listen, if it's eating up your peace and the joy, it can't have you. If it's not feeding you, sis, it's eating you, period.
Okay.
You have got to erase. Some relationships just can't go with you. When you get to certain levels in your life, they just can't come. First of all, chickens can't breathe at the same level as an eagle.
As an eagle, yeah.
It can't even fly for real. It can kind of move.
Kind of squirrel about.
But it ain't going nowhere. Same thing for a pigeon. It can fly, but it can't soar. You understand? So you have circle. Who are around you? Are those women that are around you? Are they your tribe? Are they beating the drum to keep you going? Are they beating the drum to tear you down? What is it?
Yeah.
So yes, when you come to baggage claim, it's a safe place to raise your hand and say, me too, I'm going through. And I'm your compass. I am the compass that's going to steer you in the right direction to the help that you need. Whether that's a therapist, a counselor, whether that's an accountability sister, whether that's somebody to help you get your credit, whatever it is that you need, that person is going to be in the room.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
I love that. Talk a little bit about the book, because I love, I've seen your comedy several times. And I think laughter really is medicine, right? It really is. And I saw a poll the other day where they were asking women what qualities are most attractive in a significant other, whatever that may be, whatever your significant other is.
Right.
And the top thing was a sense of humor, someone that can make them laugh. And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? That really is true, because there is nothing like somebody that is able to bring joy to you and make you happy. But a lot of times we look at it from a significant other and we don't apply that to ourselves. I'm assuming that it works both ways. So how did you learn that you had the gift of comedy and were able to kind of bring that? It's like it's an icebreaker. It makes everybody feel comfortable. It allows everybody to, like you said, breathe, right? So when did you realize you had that gift? Because to me, for a woman to be able to stand on stage and do that, that is a powerful thing, because we don't always think of women as being funny, right? There are a few, but there's you think of that as more of a masculine thing. But to me, it's great for a woman to be able to make another woman laugh. It just, again, it creates that vibe where, okay, now we can relax and be real.
So let's back up. First of all, I don't particularly like funny men.
Really?
It's not one of the traits that I look. I'm not out here talking about you funny. I'm the humor in this
relationship. Funny one in the relationship.
Yeah, I'm the humor. I'm tickling the tummies in this relationship. What I need you to do is be strong, to be assertive. There's other attributes, but I mean, if
you want the strong silent type, you want the strong silent, and you can make him laugh, and he just chuckle and.
I mean that, right? But like I said, I'm the humorist in this relationship. But I will tell you, being a stand-up comedian is it's a solo sport, but it's also a male-dominated industry. But that's not to say that there's not a lot of females in this game. There's a lot of females in this business that can go toe-to-toe with the best of them, that would destroy a room, whether it's 10, 15 men on the show or not. But so I disagree with you on that. I do understand the perception is that women are not as funny as men, because just women are not a lot of things compared to a man, so they say.
Right.
But when I started doing stand-up, I used to work for Samsung. I was working for Samsung in Houston, Texas, and my girlfriend dared me to do open mic. And it was based on the fact, because I would have like these gatherings at my house. All of my girlfriends would come over to my house. I had the entertainment house. Everybody would come over, we'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll eat chicken, and I'll make wings or something and have some wine. And I was entertaining them one day, as I do. And she said, Kiana, you need to do this on stage. I said, girl, you want to laugh at my misery? Because I was telling her about one of my breakups again. And then she was like, yes, this is hilarious. So she dared me, and I did open mic at a place called Laugh Stop in Houston, Texas, and never looked back. So it's not that I was the class clown when I was in high school. I actually was voted a drama queen girl, but so it wasn't that I was class clown. I just always have been in the industry. I was a tap dancer. I played chess as a child. Okay. I was listen, here's something that you might not know. I was a catalog model. I was a catalog model. Yes. And, so I've always been in the industry. I was in the African dance troupe. So that wasn't new, and it didn't surprise anybody in my family that I actually went to the next step and did stand up, because I was also an actress. So it's just part of who I am. Honestly, when guys meet me, they don't know that I'm funny, because I'm not until I say things that may be funny, but I'm not performing.
Okay.
Until you see me on stage, like, oh, she's funny. Or it'd be like, I never knew you was funny until you got on stage. Right. I'm not a jester performing for the king.
Gotcha.
That part.
I wonder that, because I always wonder, like, I've been around comedians when they're not on stage, and some of them, you could tell they do not want, they're very quiet and very pensive. Yeah. And you would never, like, the funny part never comes out until they get on stage. It's interesting. But I wonder,
I'll tell you this: the root of most, and I say most because I'm not necessarily one of those. The root of most comedians stem from some sort of depression or very, very dark area. There's a brokenness in most comedians that they use to. You will hear a lot of the stories that I was the class clown to deflect from being bullied or whatever, or to have them look this way opposed to looking that way. You know what I mean? So most of the time, stand-up comics have some sort of pain that they're covering.
Yeah. I believe that. I think most creativity, whether it's comedy or music, it usually stems from someone's ability to express their pain.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and that's unfortunate. It's
It's a
actually
coping mechanism.
it's kind of beautiful though, because it allows other people to know they're not alone, you
Yep.
know, and to be able to laugh. And it also gives them an avenue to express themselves. Do you ever feel pressure from people to be funny? Like when you're with your friends or even on a date and the guy knows that you're a comedian, do you ever feel people want you to perform or want you to make them laugh?
Yeah, my friends don't do that to me though, but people who don't really know me, and especially if I'm going on a date, they say something funny, or somebody that knows that I'm a comedian, if I'm introduced. And the one thing that really bothers me, if I say something that may be a little off color or off the wall or so, they'll say, "Oh, she's a comedian," and I say, don't justify or dismiss what I said based on what I do. Because even if I wasn't a comedian, I speak my mind. And I say it is what, however it comes out of my mouth, whether it's funny, whether it's colorful or whatever, I owned it. So I don't like that. But yes, you're right. A lot of people do say something funny. And I'm like, that's a job for me, although I love it. But are you working? Sir, are you a CPA? Count these beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need
no. Fair enough. Do you have a favorite comedian? Are there people that you looked up to or that you look up to now that you enjoy their style?
I don't have a favorite, but I have many favorites. Let me say that. First of all, I love Dave Chappelle. Most comedians do something different for me. Dave make me think, right? Some more makes me laugh. There are Moms Mabley, Red Fox, Richard Pryor. There's so Adele Gibbons. There's so many comics that makes me kind of. There's Kelly Kales that you guys would never. Maybe you probably know Kelly Kales, but some of you guys may not. There's comics that don't make me. Like, for example, the way Jordan Jackson might crack an eyeball, do something silly that makes me laugh. Or it's not necessarily about the bigger names. There's some comics that. Dirty South, she just passed away. God, rest in peace. Dirty. She used to make me almost pee my pants, but you may not have even heard of her before. Marcus Combs. These are people who are hilarious, but they don't have big names. Nika, one of my best friends, Nika Russell, is hilarious, but she only get on stage like once a year. And it's not about favorites because everybody do something different. Like I said, Dave made me think, some others make me laugh, but the things that make me laugh is when I'm talking to my mother and she say something crazy that my mother gonna mess up a word. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm when I'm talking to my mom, she say something crazy, and that's what had me crying out of, but she's not a comedian. I laugh at real life things.
Yeah. That's probably your ability to take real life and make it funny for the rest of us.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate that. Kiana, tell me, what do you want women to get? Because I want to make sure that we let people know, especially here in Atlanta. If you guys are here, make sure that you leave those comments, those XOs in the chat so that we know that you're here. But I want Kiana to share, what do you want women to leave with? What is your vision for the 17th and for women to walk away with after attending Baggage Claim?
First of all, I want them to know that when they come, they're coming for a transformational experience. My goal is when you leave, you are different. I get it. We have been through some things. We all struggle. Life don't necessarily, or it may look the way that you have planned it, but I would tell you to keep living because some things will change. At the end of the day, life will keep lifing. And I want you to know that you are not the bags that you carry. Yes, I'm a child molestation survivor. I'm 44 years old, unmarried with no children, and I want them both. But that does not define me, nor does it damn me, nor does it say that my story ends there. I don't know where my husband is, Lord, where he at. He might be running around here with an atlas, but he is coming. Hear me clearly. So what I'm saying to you is, in the midst of while you are going through this life, you have to remember that it's short. Life is so short. You'll look up and today as good as went. Today is went to Monday. As good as today is Monday. You could be dead on Wednesday. And if you walk around here being mad and frustrated and angry about things that you cannot control, baby, you wasted a whole lot of time. I grew up in a household, Chris, where if you were upset or angry or bothered, whatever it was, whatever you was going through, my mother gave you 24 hours to get through it. And on that 24th hour, she'll come knock on your door, be like, hey, you still mad? You still sad? Okay, so I'm gonna give you another 24 hours. But I want you to know, think about this. What if you die on this 25th hour? Now you done wasted 24 hours and the 25th hour dead now because you didn't, because on something you can't control. Now life again, I'm not saying just not acknowledge it, but I am saying that you have to address the issues that's going to come, because they are going to come. But you also have to understand, put it in perspective.
Yeah.
So many people have died in the last couple of years. So many people thought that life was going to be good. And no, we don't have that kind of time, sis. You got to live life to the fullest. You got to own this space. You got to, listen, keep your head high, arch your back. So when you come to baggage claim, you're going to be in a room with other women who either are been through it, going through it, or out of it. Somewhere in that process of healing, they might not even know that they need to be healed from whatever bags they carry. But guess what? We're going to get you through it. So we're going to acknowledge it. And then we're going to release it. And then we're going to, listen, claim, release, and heal. Now, the healing process takes some time. I understand that. But the first step is to acknowledge that there is a problem.
Yeah.
See, I subscribe to PCP. I'm a therapy kid. I'm a child molestation survivor. I've been on the couch since I was 6 years old. Wow. And when I got an issue, I pick up the phone like, hey, I need somebody to help unpack this right here, because this don't feel crazy or feel crazy. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And so when I say I'm a therapy kid, I subscribe to PCP. And I'm not talking about drugs.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the work. First of all, prayer. Prayer without work is dead. You can pray all day long, but if you don't put in the work, God said you got to work. And what does that look like? That means that you might have to get on the couch with a professional that can help you unpack the bags that you carry. That's men and women, period. Right. And then once you get through that, your therapist, your counselor might say, hey, I think you might need a prescription. What does that look like? If you're hearing voices, if you're schizo, if you're bipolar, if you need something to help you settle in the mind and the body, you might need a prescription to help you get there.
Yeah.
And don't be ashamed if you do. That's true. Is what it is. So PCP, prayer, couch, and prescription is a real thing for me. Thank God I never had to take a prescription. But a lot of us are self-medicating. You know, half of us are high, always drinking. What are you doing? You self-medicating yourself because you're running from something. You got to acknowledge that.
Yeah. And you know what? It's interesting because you're right. There's self-medication in a lot of different ways. And I did not realize I don't drink or smoke. However, when I would get down, I would do, sometimes people eat.
Yeah,
we would have a strawberry sundae. I mean, I would go get something sweet as a comfort. I may go shopping and all those things, and some people find other people. Like there are others, you know, somebody may want to go, I just want to go out and be around the opposite sex to get that energy. All those things are things that you're doing as opposed to dealing with yourself. And a lot of times we look down, we look at other people and how they're handling it. You see somebody that's an alcoholic or a drug addict, you feel a certain kind of way. I learned this because my father was a drug addict. So I did a lot of studying about what could create a drug addict and a man that was in his 50s. But what I realized is most of us don't deal with our issues. We find some kind of way to avoid it, right?
You're right. Our bags are unresolved issues from our past, and I'm not saying only unresolved from our past. They can be unresolved from our current and heck, at the rate we moving, you know, you're packing your bags and you're dragging it forward. Why?
Yeah.
Why? There's absolutely, you have to choose that you're going to be happy. Being happy is a choice. And whatever that looks like for you or me, sometimes, you know, we decide we dating people who don't pour into us, who don't support us, who don't love us. We just dating because we don't want to be by ourselves.
Yeah. And I think when you have bags, what we talked about the other day on the phone, I learned, because I was like, I didn't think that I thought I was, you know, one of them people that, oh, it's a dating pool, it's not me. But what I realized is when you have unresolved things that you don't know, other people can see that. They can sense it, right? So you're here thinking, well, I'm the perfect catch. I know I have this, and this, and everybody else is looking like, girl, you know you got some stuff with you, right? It's just like you said, God told you, wait a minute.
It's a little PP. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little PP in the dating pool, girl. Don't play with me. It's a little bit. You out these now.
It is, but I guarantee that everybody out there, and you included, because I've told you this, he is definitely out there. I definitely feel like I would tell God, does my husband need a GPS? Because something is wrong. He is lost. I don't know where he's at. Something is wrong. His direction is bad. But the reality was, once I dealt with Crystal,
Yeah.
and really got to where I was honest and in a good place with her, and I started to speak positivity out of my mouth,
Yeah.
he just appeared. And I'm be honest with you, I had no idea that a man this amazing for me existed. Like, I still am like, where did this Negro come from? Because I've been here all this time, and I was dating, and I was like, but it was me. I was blocking the man, right? And everybody's time is different. So you may get to your healing, and he may not show up for a year. He may not show up for 2 years. But what I do know is you got to deal with yourself first, and he'll be on the way, because I'm a living testament to that. And there's nothing different about me than any of my sisters, right? I am my sister. Yes, there's certain things special about me, but there's certain things special about you. We all have something amazing about us. So there's nothing that makes my story different, other than the fact that I woke up and did the work. And I feel like everybody has the ability to do that. I don't prescribe to the idea that there are not enough men. There's pee in the dating pool, but guess what? If my area is clean, he gonna find me, and we gonna be in our little clean area, and we gonna get out the pool, which is what I did. So it's definitely coming. It's like the same thing in the workplace, in relationships, but I think that that's one area that your bags, because you can have a great job and be doing great in your career with your bags. I did it, and most of us can do it. But it's hard to be in real relationship, right? Even with good girl, it's hard to be in real relationship if you're carrying a lot of things, because a real relationship is a reflection of you. And if you're not ready for that, then it's going to be very difficult for the right man or the right woman to find you and be in a great place. So I know that that's definitely coming. Like I said, timing is different, but once you've addressed it and you've really done the work, the universe has no choice but to bring you what you desire, right? As long as you're showing up that way.
You're right, and I agree, and so that is one of the things I'll say at Baggage Claim. We're going to talk about all those things. I have an amazing panel. First of all, I have a poet. Shout out to Camille Deneen, and also a award-winning singer, Lachey Knox. It's going to be phenomenal. And then I have a panel: a medical doctor, Dr. Barbara Joy. I have Lee Truss Smith, who's a women's advocate. I have Yvonne Rocks, who's a mental health professional, but also she's a recovering addict. And Nicole Estelle, who is she's a life coach, and she's a minister in training. So here's the thing, and what I love about each of them, they're all very different. They're going to talk to us about how not allowing yourself to heal from your drama and your trauma and the bags that you carry can hinder you in the mind, body, and spirit. Dr. Joy talks about allowing yourself to drag all this drama and trauma around can cause ulcers, acne, diabetes, blood pressure. Your blood pressure's up. You got gout in your elbow. All these kind of things you're going through. So you got to allow yourself to heal so that you can become the best you. And another thing that I'm excited about, because as a believer, I know I'm not the only one that have been through some things and questioned God and the word. And so I love having, Nicole Estelle there, who can just say, hey, this is what the book say. Now, if you're a believer, the book is the book, the book is the book, the book is the book. And so I like her being able to break it down in layman terms, so that when somebody like me, like, no, look, the math ain't adding, and this don't make no sense. He said, no weapon will form, and these look like weapons, Lord.
These are the things that suggest these have been the weapons, and yet they are forming.
But they look like they prospering. What's happening, Jesus? You know what I'm saying? So I love that. And then, of course, with me, you'll get a one-woman show with me. I'm gonna make you laugh, but you are definitely gonna cry. It's a full experience, and I promise you, you do not want to miss this. Every ticket purchase, you will receive a gift bag, a copy of my book. And then this is also the launch of my journal. And so I'm super excited about that, but it's going to be an amazing experience. We were at a event center in July, and now we're going to be at the ATL because I believe wholeheartedly it needs to be in a place where you feel disarmed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let people know where they can get their tickets. It's the 17th. So you guys have a few days to get locked in. Let people know where they can purchase tickets so they can get that. And I love the fact that you get to come and you get a copy of the book. I'm assuming you're going to go ahead and sign books for everybody.
Yes, of course. Autographed copy of my book. Absolutely. So They get the tickets at atlcomedytheater.com. It's the underground location, girl. Underground is open.
Okay.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful venue at Underground. It's from 12 to 4, December 17th, ATL Comedy Theater, Underground location. Please, please, please buy your ticket. If you're unable to buy a ticket yourself, send me a message. I might have a sponsor. But fellas, if you are watching, you can sponsor one of your ladies. Send your girlfriends, your aunts, your nieces, your mama. You send your side chick now. I don't know if she gonna come back steal your side chick, but send her anyway. So we need your support. I am honored just to be able to do this before the New Year's, because what we don't want to do is go into the New Year with none of that drama, that trauma, or that junk, or that trunk. Listen, get rid of your baggage so that you can get some luggage. You hear me? See, baggage will hold you down. Luggage, you're going to go on a vacation. We're going to turn up a little luggage. You hear me?
Yes.
So y'all meet me
through the airport with the luggage.
Yes. Meet me at ATL Comedy Theater for baggage claim, ATL. This is worldwide, but we are right here in Atlanta where the launch is. And I need you guys and I need your support. I will not lie to you, but I do.
Absolutely. I love that. Well, Mildred, hopefully you got the information. I'll leave that in the chat. I love that Kiana is on Instagram at the Kiana Dancie. So
it's just Kiana Dancie. So it's not the Kiana Dancie. So it's just Kiana Dancie on all things social, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm gonna whisper it, Twitter. So it's I'm the same thing on everything. And that's also my website, KianaDancie.com. Funny story about the Kiana Dancie, where that came from. When I was on Sister Circle, everybody had a name. I'm Rashawn Ali. I'm Selena Johnson. I'm Miss Quad. And I was like, well, I'm the Kiana Dancie, you know. So that's where it came from. But yes, please, ladies and gentlemen, please follow me. And the last thing I want to say to you, Crystal, because I know oftentimes when men hear the word empowerment for women, anytime they hear women's empowerment, they kind of get in their feelings like, them feminists isn't. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to get into the feminists. I'm not going to get into that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But what I will tell you is just because we're empowering us does not mean that we're emasculating you. If we fix us, I believe wholeheartedly, if you fix the woman, you fix the home, you fix the home, you fix the community. You fix the community, you fix eventually the city, and then the state, and then the world. We have to work on us. Now, I know, men, you need some help too. I'm coming for you, but give me a minute. What I need y'all to understand is once we heal us, because, baby, when you got a happy healed woman, ooh, the juices flow. Hey! Hey! When she happy whole and she healed, the juices flow. Come on, girl.
Have men buying tickets, expecting something when the women come home.
Yes, baby. Buy a ticket. Listen, when her edges is growing, all this is going on together.
Skin is clear, skin is feeling fresh, and skin is glowing. You definitely reap the benefits of that. I agree with that. I'm glad that you brought that up, because on this channel with rolling out, of course, we have a large female audience, but I feel like, especially when it comes to our community, it does not, empowering one does not mean belittling another, right? We both need each other. So it's not, I'm just like, I don't know the issue. I do know the issues that men have, but I can't speak to that because I'm not a man. What I can speak to is us. And I feel like for me, that the times in my life when I have been enlightened, it's been from a sister that I respect, pulling me to the side and saying, you're wrong, you need correction. And so there's important for us to do that with each other. It's important for men to do that. And it's important for us to love and support each other. And I love and support you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited about this movement that you have, Kiana. Like I said, we've talked over the years. Before I was married, we were talking about the dating pool. And yes, I did detect a bit of urine. However, I know the truth is that if we walk in this, God will answer. He's a faithful God. He's definitely going to answer our prayers. And it's a part of your divine story, right? Yes. And so it's helping so many other people. Please, you guys, go and support. Mildred says she's going to be there. Go and support my sister, Kiana. I'm going to put the information in the chat. ATL Comedy Theater is on the website. If you go look at the website, you can grab your ticket there. Bring your girlfriend with you so y'all can have an experience together and be on the same page. And let's go into 2023 without the baggage. You may not need to lose the physical weight. You lose that emotional weight. You'll be good. Yes. You be
Yes,
good.
yes.
Be good.
And I want you to know, like sometimes, well, many times that emotional baggage do more damage than any of it.
Absolutely.
Any of it. You're
Absolutely.
all, I mean, you have like in some of the emotional baggage that we carry is inherited.
Yes.
But again, you have to make the decision that you don't want to carry it. I'm not carrying this for you and grandma.
Right, right. No, that's real. It's again, and it's not your fault.
Yeah.
However, as an adult and someone that wants to do it, it's your responsibility. So
Your
it's not.
responsibility.
I think people have to know that it's not. When you're ready. You said that to your point earlier. When you are ready, but what we want to do is make sure that you get the opportunity to be able to acknowledge and to understand. You may not even realize. I know I didn't even know some of the stuff that I had with me, and a lot of it was Jeanette. From generational, just. We've been doing things a certain way, but we're all trying to push forward, trying to be better. And I thank you for being one of those vessels that's pushing your sisters forward. You'll definitely be blessed for that. I appreciate you, Kiana.
Well, thank you. I appreciate this opportunity to hang out with you. You are always so gracious and willing to support. I honor you. I pray that you are well. I pray that your home and everything that you touch receive is portion of peace, joy, and overflow. You hear me?
Thank you, sis.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna have you back. We're gonna have a whole other conversation when he shows up, because he is on his
where you he coming. I know he coming.
But the beautiful thing is you are in your purpose, as in the meantime. And I feel like I don't ever want women to feel like you need to wait or you're less than until it doesn't. You are you with the man or without the man. It's no change. I mean, there is no change in who you are. There is no change in your purpose. The right man will add to that, but it's never going to take away, and it's never going to change. So you don't ever need to wait or feel like you're not complete if he's not there yet. That just means God has some more stuff for you to enjoy the benefits by yourself.
And not only that, oh my God, girl, we're going to start a whole nother conversation. But not only that, while you're single, sis, pick up a trade, learn how to do something, figure out how to learn, I don't know, lay tile. We did here laying our edges and laying lace, girl. Figure out how to do something. Be an asset.
Put an epoxy floor down. Learn.
Learn something, girl. Be an asset. I get it. But I will tell you, do not allow society or the enemy to tell you that because you don't have a man that you are less than or you are not worthy. No, that's not true. Some women just don't want a man, which is fine. But at the end of the day, you are deserving of everything that your heart desires. So take the time and pour into you, build you.
Yeah.
Build, and if you do it for the kingdom, it comes full circle.
Absolutely. You better preach, Kiana Dancie. Preach,
girl. Don't start me. Don't start. Don't start me.
You better say that.
When he comes into your life, he will bring ease. He will bring peace. He'll bring joy. So whatever it is that you're doing, baby, if you laying proxy floors and laying tile, guess what he do? He'll hold the glue or the tile. I don't know. He gonna make it easier for you.
He's gonna make it easier. Amen. That's true. But I think that when you're healed, you attract the right one. Because when we're not healed and we're carrying that, we're gonna attract someone that wants to take advantage of our weaknesses, or someone that's also equally broken.
Yeah.
And so you want to do the right thing for you. But if you want one, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Yeah. It's fine. You just need to make sure that you're good. And that's what this is all about.
Yes.
That's what this is a celebration of. So I hope that you all are going to get your tickets.
Yes.
For Kiana, but most importantly, to do some inventory and investment in yourself. That's really what this is about, is investing in yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
So bye bags.
Yes, bye bags, laughing to lighten the load. Make sure you get your tickets to Baggage Claim December 17th. We'll be in there. We're starting at 12. We're going to be in there. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry, but we're going to celebrate being happy, healed, and whole. Baggage Claim is a safe place, y'all, for women like me and Crystal and our girlfriends, our mamas and our aunts and friends to come claim, release, and heal from any emotional baggage that we have carried or currently carrying. I don't know your situation, but come and just understand that you are not the only one has been broken or been through. Come in and raise your hand and say, me too. And we're going to give you the tools to become a better you. I promise you will enjoy it. You get a ticket, every ticket, you get an autographed copy of the book. You get a gift bag, a real gift bag, and it's going to be a poet, a singer, a panel, and a one-woman show with me.
You'll be entertained and enjoy. Before I let you go, I want to thank you for that. You guys remember PCP. I love that. Prayer, couch, and possibly prescription. Whatever your prescription is, I think that we can change our prescriptions to be things that that build us up. So I went to therapy, and my therapist was like, you got to find a hobby that pours back into you. So y'all know I ride horses. I went because that's my prescription. That helps me feel at peace when I need it. So that's why I'm doing something positive to actually like, deal with stress and deal with anxiety. But I think all of us need prayer. We all need a couch.
Yep.
And we all definitely need our own prescription for wellness. So thank you, sister.
Yes, absolutely.
For hanging out with us on this Monday. This has been a reality check for my sisters. I told you guys this was going to be girl talk that leads to something more. So make sure if you're not in Atlanta and you're not able to get to Baggage Claim, make sure that you follow Kiana Dancie on Instagram. Make sure you visit the website. You can get a copy of the book. And I'm sure Kiana is going to be going to other cities. I'm sure this is the beginning. So she'll be definitely coming to a city near you. I thank you guys all for hanging out with me. As always, I've enjoyed you. I'm so thankful to my sister, and I will see you guys next time. All right.
Bye. See you guys Saturday.
Bye.